Go ahead and call tonight's meeting to order. If you can, please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Sue, would you do a roll call, please?
Alderwoman Dobbs. Here. Alderman Donovan.
Here.
Alderman Huey.
Here.
Alderman Eidman.
Here.
Alderman Ross.
Here.
Alderman Prince.
Here.
Alderman Steiger.
Here.
Mayor, we have a quorum.
Thank you very much. At this time, I will look for approval of tonight's agenda.
Motion to approve.
Second. One of you got it. All right, I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you very much. All right, first up tonight, we got Officer Layne Harris and our new K9, Keno. Chief, do you want to speak on how Keno came to be?
So back in January, we were awarded a grant through Justin Delivers Hope. The organization is privately funded, and they kind of just donate dogs. So we got $35,000. Got him upfitted a existing patrol car and sent an officer to 8 weeks of training. So they just, as January we got him, Layne and Keno both went to school. What day was your first day back?
27.
His first day on the road, he already got a drug arrest, so he's already been put to work. But they're on the road now, full time.
Well, welcome to the force, Keno.
He's very friendly.
Yeah, thank
We
you
have
all.
something different.
Officer Harris, thank you for all your work. Ready? He wants to say something. He wants to say a few words.
Checking that microphone.
Awesome. Thank you all very much. All right, and next up tonight we have Chip Marzuco. He's going to discuss the upcoming event, the Spring for Down Syndrome event to be held. Oh, yes, sir.
I found out something recently of one of our employees, and could I just recognize him for it now?
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it.
Being from a military background and family and stuff, I learned recently that we have an employee that's a multiple Purple Heart recipient. I'd like to recognize him now for, that's pretty special to me. My son was multiple deployments in combat and stuff. But Chief Hollick, thank you for everything.
Thank you, Alderman Donovan, for that. All right, Chip, here to talk about the Spring for Down Syndrome event to be held on Saturday, June 13th. Let's hear about it.
Alrighty. Well, first I want to thank you all for letting me come in and touch base again about our event coming up this year. It's only 4 weeks off, and this year it's been a little bit hectic for us because we just had my baby just got married about 2 weeks ago, so we've been kind of behind the 8 ball and everything. So I just wanted to come in and double check with you guys, make sure that there's not any problems or concerns. I know this is 8th year with UTVs, and that was a big jump for us with touching base with the city and thanking the city for letting us do what we do. Just to kind of give you guys a heads up, I know Patrick's not here tonight, but his campsite along with 40 Plus is full. And they'll be coming in on Wednesday. So from Wednesday on, you'll probably start seeing activities starting to happen around town with the UTVs and with extra people in town. I don't know, nobody's here with the French Heritage Days, so are you? Okay. Yeah. Just was wanting to double check because we're not going anywhere in the downtown area. We're heading out Sugar Bottom for on Saturday morning. We will be coming back by about 4 o'clock, but we'll be coming in Creek Road, so we should be totally out of your area.
Thank you.
We do have maps of St. Genevieve along with all the activities that's going on that gets handed out to everybody that does participate in the event. And on Friday night, you all don't have anything going on? Okay, Friday night, they started this up. Actually, this will be the 8th year also, but we do a memorial ride for Andrew, and it's really for the workers mainly, but it's a early evening to night ride. So you'll be able to see, or there will be activities going on Friday night, just to let you guys know on that. Friday from about 2:30, 3 o'clock on, the fairgrounds is going to be opened up. So you'll be seeing a lot of activity coming to town for early sign up, but the main event is of course Saturday and Saturday night. Let's see, I guess we are still accepting donations if anybody has any donations for the ride or for the event, and we always are looking for good help around the event for any of the day, Friday night, Saturday night. I know we've been working with the new fair board, and everything's been working out really well with them, so that's real good. But besides that, I don't know if anybody else has any questions or any, I mean, yeah. What you got, Ted?
How did last year go?
Last year we had
a little information as far as how many participated and
sure.
how everything went.
Last year was our largest year yet. We had over 621 UTVs. The farthest came from Colorado. The year before we had Texas. The year before that we had Florida. And we got word, don't know for sure, but somebody was saying something about Wisconsin. And I had no idea if that's going to be true or not. But it's amazing what the people that do come for this and what they see after they get here and love the town. I know it's kind of a unique scenario with UTVs in a historic town, but after they get here, they come back to actually see more of the town and enjoy the town. If you're ever wondering where the funds go, we can definitely show you that. I mean, with our special needs, we got basketball, baseball, pickleball, bowling. We got a day at the water park. There was like 3 or 4, we call them, I'm going to call it pizza parties, but oddly enough, we went to the American Custard, and we take care of all of our special needs. Everything's free for them for the night, for food-wise. We do help out. I know we got stuff going on with the playground. We had to repair some items this past year, and unfortunately the the rubber floor is going bad, so we got spend a ton of money coming up to get that repaired. We did buy some items for the Challenger baseball field, for keeping the field up. There's a machine that you have to pull around, and then a UTV, if you want to call it, but it's a device, Kubota, that actually pulls this machine around to keep our baseball field back in running order. So we do a lot of things for our special needs, and what's neat too is we don't just do St. John County now. We got Festus, we got Farmington and Perryville people coming to our event, and actually what's nice is their communities are actually starting to donate too. So it's not just, thank God for just for St. Genevieve, but Perryville's got a lot of people that's donating. Farmington's got some, and then the Festus area does also.
Okay.
So it's working out really well. All right. Any other questions? How about concerns? That's the big thing I'm always worried about. I know some could be noisy. Hopefully not too bad, but I'm glad that you guys all look the other way on that end of it and let us have the event. And hopefully we're not going to be...
No, absolutely. No.
As long as it don't flood again, I don't think we'll ever have to worry about it kind of hitting the wrong places. But if there is, you got my number or something, you can definitely give us a
You
holler.
guys are enhancing what the town has to offer, so
Okay,
appreciate it.
good deal. Chief, you're new to the scenario from what we've had, years past. You got any questions on anything, or?
No, if you guys need some help, just feel free to get a hold of us so we can try to make everything a little easier for everybody.
We would love if you could, we have the items starting to show up there on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
From Wednesday on, if you can kind of do a once over, and actually on Friday and Saturday, we'd love to see your presence, just to be on the safe side. I don't hope like heck we don't have any problems, but we always would like to
Yeah.
And we'll give you, and I know this might sound odd, but we don't give our route out, and we learned it kind of the hard way, because if you got that many people out there and they don't have all the paper signed and stuff, and if one little thing goes haywire, they can come back and sue us and sue other people. So what we'll do is I'll get a route to you, and then every one of our UTVs has something unique being put on it, and you'll be able to see if, hey, that UTV is part of the group, or hey, that UTV's who knows what, and if they're pulling some stunts. But if they do, if you see one of ours that's pulling stunts, we need to know, because that's the only way we can solve a problem. But we'll get with you on Friday maybe, and
Yeah, we'll definitely meet up and get together on that too.
okay, that sounds good.
Well, I got one last thing.
Oh, sure.
I applaud you for what you do. I was downtown last year when you were having a rally. A couple of UTVs came by in the Audubon, and somebody said, "Look at UTVs here." And I said, "They're having a rally." "Really? We don't see any UTVs or anything around." I said, "They're out there having fun." But anyway, you've done a good job, really good job.
Well, thank you. I know that it's amazing, and I say this kind of loosely because I always thought Jurda Fett's the biggest thing going on, and all of our downtown is going to love it, and we've had restaurants come up to us and say our event brings more people into their restaurants and into their stores than the Jurda Fett. Nothing against Jurda Fett, but Jurda Fett's a craft fair, and everybody's doing crafty things and eating, food outside. And we get the Old Brick, the Anvil, Mexican restaurants love it and stuff, so they all thank us big time on it all.
Good.
And I know there's a bunch of people in the room that's already donated to the event, and I want to say thank you for you guys doing what you did, because anything from a hat to a t-shirt for attendance prizes all the way up to the big stuff, it's all good, because that's how we make our money. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Teddy. Appreciate it. See you guys.
Yeah, Chip, thank you very much, and best of luck on the event. I'm sure it'll be another rousing success, and appreciate all you do.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys. You guys help it out.
Right. Next up tonight, we have our city administrator's report.
You've got an updated report sitting in front of you. I just want to go over a few of the items. Number 3, underneath that update is a copy of the 2027 budget questionnaire handout. It says there, please return by the first week of July. The third week of June would be preferable if you would return it. I would greatly appreciate it. That'll help us kick off some of our capital requests. Number 5, I just wanted to give you an update on the subdivision. McBride continues to work through the following in anticipation of closing by the end of June. Stormwater easement is on the agenda for the second reading this evening. There's a lot split plat this evening on the agenda that will allow MLC to keep some surface rights in part of the common ground. And then there's one more extension of the contingency period on the agenda tonight. Beyond that, they have submitted their infrastructure plans. Cochran is reviewing those plans this week. McBride will receive, it says they're received, but they will receive flow meter data from us next week and are working on finalizing the lift station that will be installed. Those plans will be submitted for approval most likely by the end of the month. That's the update on McBride. If we jump down to 6, I just want to point out the Holiday Decor Committee met this morning at 10 a.m. There'll be a recommended budget amendment on next meeting's agenda. So the Holiday Decor Committee kind of went over what we'd like to do for Christmas this coming year, and we're going to add some dollars to that budget. Down to number 7, the signs and cameras for the brush site have been ordered and should arrive within the next 2 weeks. Once they arrive, it'll take us a couple weeks to get everything installed. Once installed, we'll post the information on the website, share it out to the public. PD has already made this a regular stop on patrol, but it will continue with that, and we'll be able to view video and take photos from the cameras on site at the brush site and issue citations if need be. I will let you know, I think one of you probably sent me the photographs this week, but there was someone who dumped a load of asphalt shingles at the dump site this week that we had to clean up. So we'll get the cameras there and be able to better address those situations. And then down at the bottom, underneath your city administrator updated report, you have a request from the organizers of St. Genevieve US 250 celebration. They're requesting permission to have a brief fireworks display on Saturday, May 30th as part of the celebration. They will have to add fireworks to their event insurance. They're aware of that. I've spoke with the fire chief and the police chief, which have no issues with the fireworks, and the fire district plans to have someone on site for the event. Just wanted to run that by you in case you have any questions or concerns. Yes, sir.
Back up to item 5 here and stuff. The second item, the lot split plat. How much of that property are they, in the common area, are they actually requesting?
I'm not sure.
Well, it says here, lot split plat that will allow MLC to keep some surface rights in part of the common ground.
So the lot split was part of the packet that went out.
Right.
The common ground, they're asking to keep surface rights. When I spoke with McBride, though, they won't be asking to put any sort of vents or fixtures with the stormwater area, the trail, or the playground. But the rest of it, they would keep surface rights.
So we will have to provide access to those areas too?
Access is part of the plat that's already been approved.
Any other questions for David regarding his report? Okay, thank you very much, David. Moving along to some other staff reports tonight. First up, we have our tourism director, Aaron Smith.
Hello, everyone. Good to see everybody. Should be a brief report today. I will start with something that I don't have on here. But 2 weeks from Saturday, we'll kick off the US 250 St. Genevieve in Moses Austin Park. The group spearheading that event went to the Capitol building yesterday. Representative Wolfen recognized the group on House floor and implored everybody in attendance to visit. So it was a very cool moment. I went with them, took some photos, dressed up myself because you gotta, when in St. Gen, you dress up. And I think it's going to be a really cool event. We have some of the nation and world's biggest impersonators coming for that. So the guy who plays George Washington at Mount Vernon will be here. Sampson Historical, some of the biggest vendors in colonial sort of stuff. It's a weird world, but we're getting the heavy hitters from that world here, and I think it's very cool. And hats off to Ronnie and Justine Rayfield for really pulling that together. They're the ones organizing this and doing a great job. The other thing is last week, the Main Street chapter of St. Gen hosted Missouri Main Street Connection in some helping to administer the USDA grant that they got. And we brought in an architect and a marketing expert from South Carolina. They were hired through the funding through that USDA grant. And they came in and built an incredible packet. It was the most impressive thing that I've seen since I've been here. Just a big economic development packet for our downtown, how to revitalize it, kind of the first 3 years of what our Main Street program should look like, and a lot of branding based off of the city branding, which they were impressed with. And we're able to build Pro St. Gen's branding off of that. And we just got a ton of stuff from banners that will line the sidewalks at some point to, building renderings of the Bovary building, of Goose's next door, and of crosswalks that we could be putting in. It's all very exciting stuff. So can't wait till we get started implementing some of that.
I would second that, Aaron. It was really impressive what they did in 36 hours or 2 days that they were here in a short amount of time. I think some of the data's got to be fine-tuned, but overall, it gave you almost like goosebumps sitting through the presentation. What they were, they said how much they were like, this isn't a town that we would normally, that's not the right way, but they were impressed with the way St. Genevieve already looked, and they said what you have now can be enhanced by some of their suggestion ideas and some of the work that they did. And so it was good to hear that coming in, that we were on the right track, and then all of the kind of the additional items that they were suggesting and the tools they were giving us.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool to see what they were suggesting for us to do.
Right, and some of the things like that we already have, like the TIF package and things like that. This is like additional thing, like, when you kind of assess where we are and what things we have in place. We have a lot of great things in place, but you always, you need to create that ecosystem that's going to let that stuff get used, and really that vision also that's going to help us put that to use better. So I think we really they dropped off the car for us to drive, basically. And they're like, here's a convertible Lamborghini for you. So I was pretty excited about that. Thank you.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the video, I know you probably have, of your trip to the Capitol. That is some cool stuff.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
There's a video of you of the drum and fife on the steps of the Capitol, and then there's video of Bryant, Representative Wolfen, introducing you guys, and
Yeah.
It's really, really cool.
Yeah, so Ronnie and Justine got the drum and fife corps from St. Charles, who they're a big deal, to go, and we played songs in the Thomas Hart Benton House Lounge. It was cool stuff.
It's really neat.
And then you jogged my memory on the other video that we just got from Missouri Humanities as well. That'll help replace what we have down at the Welcome Center, and just tons of great momentum and great visuals going out to people. And that video was free, thanks to some people using their thumbs, exercising their thumbs to vote for us to win that competition. So we got some incredible stuff out of that. I mean, that video would have been $30,000, $50,000 to make on our own, and we got it for free. So
great stuff. Keep up the good work. Thank you. All right, and then next up we have our Community Development Officer, Robert Sullivan.
You got applause, Robert. That's the first time I've seen a staff report.
Yeah, I'm usually not the exciting one as the best. So, good evening, Mayor, Alderwoman, Alderman. In your packet, you have a copy of what I'm going to call my April staff report. I'm going to go over a few items on there, and if you all have any questions, feel free to ask. The Heritage Commission, we met on April 20th. We had 6 approvals that went to that commission, and those were all administrative approvals, which means that I review those in-house and approve those, and then submit those for them to review. What that translates is there's 6 different projects in the historic districts that are doing work. Not all of them necessarily require permits, building permits that is, but that's 6 projects that are going on that are getting historic works being done to properties, so that's great news. An update on our 2026 grant application. We received a reply back with some changes that we need to make, and the city administrator and I will be making those required changes and submitting that back for their review and approval. So we should hear fairly shortly, sometime in June, I think is what the last email said, is what they'll receive those and review them. So they're extending it another week. Moving forward to building permits and occupancy inspections. The occupancies stayed pretty steady for the month. Building permits kind of dropped off a little bit, but I can tell you over the last week or so, those have really picked up strong. So you'll see stronger numbers there at the next staff report. Moving on down to planning and zoning. They met on 5/7. We had 4 cases go before the commission. All 4 were approved unanimously by the commission, and all 4 of those will be coming to you all, 2 tonight for subdivisions and 2 were for special use permits, and those will be at the next meeting for public hearing as well. Floodplain management. The ferry has been off and on lately due to the high river levels. Back on 5/2, we had a reported 31.42 feet. That was the highest reported at that time. And action stage, you can see there's at 25, where minor flooding is at 27. So we're getting close to have to really do something there. So luckily that's all dropped back down, and the foreseeable future for May, June, and July is less chance of flooding, but we all know it's Missouri and you never know what's going to happen the next hour or so. So property maintenance, again, these numbers are still a combined situation right now with us and the police department. And I'd like to thank the chief for his crew. We're working together to, this time of year is a really hard time of year. Grass grows really, really quick. And we're trying to stay on top of all of those. Again, we're responding, any that we get here in City Hall or anybody, they'll either transfer them to me or mainly they're just sending them directly to the police department. So there are some that I have handled. One in particular was a traffic situation where we had some bushes out near the street that were blocking traffic, and when school lets out, that's a pretty heavily traveled area. So we used administrative powers to be able to go and take care of those. So we got those knocked down and out of the way and taken care of. So we've got a lot of work ahead of us. We're working through that process, and I think that's going well. But again, anybody has any issues, call City Hall, call me, call Chief, call us, let us know. If we don't know about it, it's hard for us to make any action. I have a whole bunch of additional items there. I'd like to just touch on a couple. The Tree City designation project update. We've got 2 items left to do, and those are the 2 easiest items in my opinion, because we just need to get some paperwork together. We're going to get our budget together that we're city's doing to fund tree planting, so that's easy. We've already got that in the budget. So we provide that information, and then our committee that we form, we provide them with that information. So next meeting I should have be telling you that we've submitted for that designation. So I'd like to thank you all for the work that you've done to allow us to do that. One more thing, Aaron and I went and got certified in CPR and AED training. And I'd again like to thank the chief and the police department and the local ambulance district for allowing us to do that. And so if anybody has any of those issues, hopefully nobody ever does, we got people that are trained to take care of those needs. If anybody has any questions, I'll be glad to take them.
Those bushes you were talking about, do you know what the address was? I had a...
4th and Washington.
Pardon me?
It's 4th and Washington.
No, but those disappeared.
Those disappeared.
974 Market.
Yes.
974?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's close to Market and 10th.
You seen the lawn also?
Yes, and Chief Screw's taking care of that, because that all came at the same time, so.
Yeah, a couple of the neighbors were, they had the guy doing the bushes under questions.
I met one of the neighbors out there,
Right.
and they were out there when we had the gentleman out there doing the work, so they were all satisfied at that particular moment.
Right.
Is there an ordinance or regulation as far as the sidewalk, like trees growing over the sidewalks that can't walk, or anything like that?
So if we got a tree growing over the sidewalk, you know, I'm not familiar with the city's exact policy on doing that, but I think if you call in here, we will come and trim them up to the required height above the sidewalk, whether that be walking height or depending on how far it reaches out and goes over the street, we would be cutting it there as well.
Okay, so it's our job to maintain the trees, or the homeowner.
I would say anything that's hanging over our right of way, which depending on where, and it's going to be a case-by-case basis for the most part, because some of the sidewalks aren't on our right of way, they're actually on private property.
Okay.
But some of them are on our right of way, so it's just going to have to be a case-by-case thing.
Okay.
Unless you all say, you know, cut them if they're over the sidewalk, so.
Any other questions for Robert?
Nope.
All right. Thank you, sir. All right, at this time, we will open up the floor to public comment. If anybody would like to address the board.
Hey everyone, my name's Heidi Walker. Thank you all for all your hard work that you're doing. Since I've been coming to these meetings, I'm really educating myself on what everybody does, and I'm just really happy with what everybody's doing. But one of the concerns that I had, and I recently found out that I had been assured that when 287G was signed with the city, that Chief Hollick was going to be the only one that was trained through the ICE training, and then I found out today that 3 more officers have been trained, which makes me draw the assumption that I guess that part of their salaries are going to be reimbursed by DHS. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe that could be one of the questions that are on the FAQ on the website. But I do wonder what kind of funding we're getting now. I really thought that only Chief Hollick was going to be trained for that, and now it seems that we're expanding the program, so I have to wonder about the reimbursements. I had originally wanted to talk about the increasing number of pregnant and postpartum women that are being held at the county. I know that that's not under your purvey or your control, I get that, but it's still a big concern because when Chief Hollick or one of his trained deputies approaches a female who could be pregnant, we sometimes wouldn't know, and they might be picked up, it creates a huge liability. And there's an ICE directive number 11032.4 that instructs that ICE should not detain pregnant, postpartum, or nursing individuals except under very limited circumstances. And then .5, this directive provides that generally ICE should not detain, arrest, or take into custody for an administrative violation of immigration laws anyone that's known to be pregnant, postpartum, or nursing, unless it's a very exceptional circumstance. And I would just wanted to be assured that Chief Hollick and his officers have been trained and are knowledgeable about those directives. Those are ICE's own directives, and they don't seem to be followed because in the detention center right now, there are several pregnant women. One is Jurgen Kayaks, who came here in 2019, and she has 2 children that are now being raised by someone else. She's 8 months pregnant. She's asked for our help. She's reached out. She was featured in a story in the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. She had an asylum case, an active asylum case, and it's now under appeal. But, this is a big liability for the county and the city, I think. And once this administration is no longer in office, there could be some liability, not only moral liability in my opinion, but legal liability if civil rights are violated or if these directives are violated. So I hope that that's considered, and that she and others at the detention center right now are in our thoughts and prayers, and that we remember that they are suffering and away from their children, and when the baby's born, that baby probably will be taken from her. And just a reminder, she had an active asylum case and she was picked up. So I hope that doesn't happen here. I hope the officers here are aware of that. It's an ongoing and increasing problem across the nation in Missouri and here in St. Genevieve. So I just wanted to remind everybody about that, and hope that you guys will keep them in your thoughts. Because regardless of what your opinions are on a political level, on a personal level, I think we can all agree that every human being is deserving of dignity and compassion and care. Right now in America, there's 11,000 U.S. citizen children whose parents have been detained and deported. So they're without their parents now. That's 11,000. And even some here in St. Genevieve. So I just wanted to remind everyone of that, and I thank you for your time.
Good evening. Thank you to everybody here tonight. My name's Asa Levens, and I'm a tax-paying resident of St. Genevieve. And before I start my speech, I personally wanted to thank Daniel Halleck for his military service and thank the board for their general municipal work. I genuinely appreciate it. I'm here once again to respectfully request that the Board of Aldermen vote to rescind the 287G contract immediately. It's been a while since I got up here with a speech, so let's backtrack a bit and get a big picture of everything that has transpired to this moment, since it's now been approaching in 3 entire months since the last time the board or the mayor publicly and directly addressed the 287G contracts beyond the monthly reports from the chief of police. Respectfully, despite the fact that your tax-paying constituents continue to show up voraciously pleading that the initial comments from Mayor Brian Keim nearly 3 months ago did not address their core arguments or facts in much capacity. I only get 5 minutes for each speech, but I've elaborated and backed up my statements with facts, the different manners in which this contract is both, in my opinion, morally repugnant, comes with significant potential legal liabilities for our city, and perhaps most significantly, in my opinion, at least on a humanistic level, functionally disallowing real human beings living in the city of St. Genevieve from reporting crimes to their local police. Real human beings who look to our city to protect them and keep them safe. This contract, in practicality, prevents undocumented immigrants from reporting crimes to our local police department, either crimes they are victims of themselves or crimes against citizens like you and I. In effect, in my humble opinion, making the town functionally less safe as a result of the general less crime reporting. And if it even needed to be said at this point, it reflects extremely poorly on our town's values to have a voluntary collaboration with ICE as it exists right now, an agency that, as we speak, is allegedly currently stomping on people's constitutionally protected rights with reckless abandon, and is an agency repeatedly willing to invade cities like marauding militia, fully unidentifiable, through mass turning cities into what looks like chaotic combat zones in the streets. And neither the agency nor the anonymous masked individual agents face nearly any repercussions for their heinous behavior. And if all that wasn't enough, in the street in broad daylight, ICE agents killed U.S. citizens Renee Good and Alex Preddy for the whole world and the history books to see, and both the former head of the DHS and multiple high-up Trump administration officials have either directly labeled or implicitly referred to them as domestic terrorists after ICE killed them in the street. ICE is yet to be held to account in nearly any capacity, and in addition to that, with the 287G contracts that the county, and for this meeting, that the city has, we are voluntarily, actively assisting them, and the citizens of St. Genevieve didn't even get the dignity of being informed of such a thing. And in at least my humble opinion, I find that absolutely unconscionable. Now, if you listen to everything I just said, and you don't have any moral qualms with this 287G contract, I'm not saying you do or do not. I truly cannot know at this time because the communication on this issue is generally kind of one way. I genuinely do not know what is further to say. ICE is so unpopular that even Fox News itself is forced to show polls displaying that nearly 6 in 10 voters disapprove of ICE, with most other polls showing even more drastic numbers. It was even leaked that White House Chief of Staff James Blair is privately urging House Republicans to stop emphasizing mass deportations in their messaging. Even our federally elected officials are backing off of the strong messaging, the messaging that got them elected in the first place. I understand that our attention as American people at this moment is primarily fixed on the illegal and offensive war in Iran at this moment, or the fact that we're paying over $4 a gallon in gas in St. Genevieve, or the looming global economic catastrophe resulting from the cutting off of about 25% of the world's crude oil supply. But the fact remains that ICE is yet to face, in my opinion, any significant repercussions for their disgusting treatment of the American people. I am again and respectfully requesting that the Board of Aldermen vote to rescind the 287G contract immediately. Thank you.
Bob Brownie, 498 Merchant. I just want to rebut what some of these people have said here tonight. They're saying the same thing, but in different versions. And I just want to thank the chief. He's brought more to the table than our past chiefs, which were good chiefs. This man here has done more for us than anybody's done. And for him and the police department to be badmouth alder meeting after alder meeting and talking about ICE. If it wasn't for ICE, we'd be in a hell of a shape right now. The people that they're arresting are currently broke the law. They're not innocent people. They broke the law. If they want to come here, do it like our ancestors did. They did it the right way. I have no problem with people coming here, but come here legally. And they're always talking about they're the victims. What about all the people who've been murdered, raped by these illegals? They never speak about that. I mean, they're woke Democrats and you cannot reason with them. I just want to thank the board for sitting here and listening to their BS for week after week. You're better men than I am, and women. Thank you.
So you'll have to listen to another old guy with long hair. My name is Darwin Muzzy, resident of St. Genevieve, and I'm not really addressing the board so much here, but I'm addressing the people who sit and watch us on TV. Because so many times I get people coming up to me and saying, well, a good job that we're doing coming here and talking about this. And you're not here supporting our group. We need you to come and sit in this meeting, doors in the back of the city hall. They meet at 6 o'clock, I think every other week or every other 2 weeks. But you guys need to come and also help show support to these people. Thank you.
Any other public comment at this time? Okay. If not, we'll go ahead and close out public comment. And at this time, we will move along to tonight's consent agenda. I have some closed session minutes to distribute.
Move to approve consent agenda.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second for approval of tonight's consent agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you very much. We'll take us to some old business tonight. First up, we have a second reading of bill number 4719. This is an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an intergovernmental agreement with St. Genevieve County to facilitate the efficient and effective administration of the county's tourism tax revenues.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Sue, would you do a roll call, please? That wasn't timing her. That wasn't for you. I was turning off the time.
Alderwoman Dobbs.
Yes.
Alderman Donovan.
Yes.
Alderman Huey.
Yes.
Alderman Eidman.
Yes.
Alderman Steiger.
Yes.
Alderman Prince.
Yes.
Alderman Ross.
Yes.
We have 7 yes votes and 1 absent.
Okay, so motion passes. Next up tonight, we'll have a second reading of bill number 4720. This is an ordinance authorizing the execution of a stormwater drainage easement by and between the city and Progress Point Land Strategy LLC.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Sue, would you do a roll call, please?
Alderwoman Dobbs.
Yes.
Alderman Donovan.
Yes.
Alderman Huey.
Yes.
Alderman Eidman.
Yes.
Alderman Steiger.
Yes.
Alderman Prince.
Yes.
Alderman Ross.
Yes.
We have 7 yes votes, 1 absent. Bill number 4720 now becomes ordinance number 4641.
Thank you very much. All right, moving along to some new business tonight. First up, we have Resolution 2026-33. This is a resolution reappointing Gary Roth to the St. Genevieve Planning and Zoning Commission.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you very much. Next up, we have Resolution 2026-34. This is a resolution appointing Chrissy Coulter to the St. Genevieve Parks Board.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you very much. Then next up tonight, we have approval of the 2026 liquor license renewals. You should have a list in your packet.
I just want to point out that on the second column, about 6 down, is Sea Barn. That is not one that you're approving tonight. That business is no longer here.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you very much. And then we also have approval of the low bid of Jokerst Incorporated in the amount of $65,454 for the St. Genevieve Crestlawn Cemetery expansion.
Motion to approve.
Dave?
Yes, sir.
I had a question before we get a second on that. Was that, I mean, is this in contingent with getting the borrowed soil from the subdivision?
That's part of the contract.
Right, that is part of the contract. So this is basically the contract for just moving it.
Well, and forming it and shaping
Right, placing it,
putting a
right.
road in, trees in. Yeah.
Right. Yep, second?
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you very much. Then we will move along to a first reading of Bill number 4721. This is an ordinance of the City of St. Genevieve, Missouri to establish a procedure to disclose potential conflicts of interest and substantial interest for certain officials.
Motion to approve.
Okay, I believe I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you very much. We have 2 readings scheduled for this one. Coming up, this is Bill number 4722. This is an ordinance accepting and approving the subdivision plat known as Progress Point Plat 1.
Motion to approve.
Second?
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion for a second reading.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second for a second reading of Bill number 4722.
Discussion.
Yes, sir.
Just state the reason why we're having 2 readings, please.
Even though this is our property currently, this will be the McBride property, and they've requested 2 readings.
And the reason why
They
want
want
2
to
readings.
close next month. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. I believe there's a motion and a second for a second reading. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, this will be a second reading of Bill number 4722. This is an ordinance accepting and approving the subdivision plat known as Progress Point Plat 1.
Motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Yes.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. So would you do a roll call, please?
Game.
You're good, there was a question.
Out of practice.
Alderwoman Dobbs.
Yes.
Alderman Donovan.
Yes.
Alderman Huey.
Yes.
Alderman Eidman.
Yes.
Alderman Steiger.
Yes.
Alderman Prince.
Yes.
Alderman Ross.
Yes.
I have 7 yes votes, 0 no, 1 absent. Bill number 4722 now becomes ordinance number 4642.
Thank you very much. We also have 2 readings scheduled for the next topic. This is a first reading of Bill number 4723. This is an ordinance accepting and approving the subdivision plat of Lot B2A, replat of the subdivision of Lot B2 of the subdivision of Lot 2 of the replat of Highway 32 Industrial Park. Get all that?
Yeah. Sure.
Move to approve.
I'll second it. Oh, we got a picture, okay.
Okay, I believe I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you.
Motion for a second reading of bill number 4723.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second for a second reading of bill number 4723. All in favor?
Discussion.
Aye.
Yes, oh, hold on. Yes, sir.
Just state the reason for, while we're having two readings, please.
Robert, did they request 2 readings also?
Yes, and, yeah, so, I can take just a second. So this was originally submitted, actually prior to me starting here for the city, and it was submitted as a minor subdivision. But because of the lot sizes, both the lot that's being subdivided off, which is 5 acres, and the remaining piece are both larger than the requirement to have a minor subdivision, all that had to be changed. So we've been, I don't want to say we're sitting on it, but we've been working this out and having this worked out, and they should have had this done a month ago, a month and a half ago. So the request for the 2 readings was to forward that on so they could get this lot split off in a timely manner.
And it's a relatively simple split.
Correct, yes, yeah. If it was the size, if the size were meeting the minor requirements, this could be done in-house without having to come before the board. It's literally the size of the acreage that they have come here. There's no improvements at all, and there's no request to build anything or do anything with this piece of property at this time.
So what's our hurry on this thing? Why are we trying to do 2 readings in the same night?
To get them through to, I don't want to say make up for holding them up for getting the lot split off, but again, it was submitted as a minor subdivision, and we should have gotten that back to them and had them do a major subdivision. So it should have been before the board before now.
Okay, I believe thank you, Robert, appreciate the clarification. I believe we left off at a first and a second and for a second reading, so I'll call all in favor.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Opposed.
Okay.
There's no hurry for a second reading on this one. Not opposed to the bill, just there's no reason for a second.
Understood. All right, this will be a second reading of bill number 4723. This is an ordinance accepting and approving the subdivision plat of Lot B2A replat of the subdivision of Lot B2 of the subdivision of Lot 2 of the replat of Highway 32 Industrial Park.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Sue, would you do a roll call, please?
Alderwoman Dobbs.
Yes.
Alderman Donovan.
Yes.
Alderman Huey.
Yes.
Alderman Eidman.
Yes.
Alderman Steiger.
Yes.
Alderman Prince.
Yes.
Alderman Ross.
Yes.
We have 7 yes votes, 0 no, 1 absent. Bill number 4723 now becomes ordinance number 4643.
Okay, thank you very much. And then same thing for this next bill. This will be a first reading of bill number 4724. This is an ordinance of the City of St. Genevieve authorizing the mayor to enter into a third amendment to the purchase agreement with McBride Land Growth LLC.
Discussion.
Yes, sir.
The current one expires when?
End of this month.
End of this month.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you.
Motion for a second reading on that one too? Second.
Okay, I have a motion.
Discussion.
Yes, sir.
Just state the reason again, please. This one, I kind of understand this one, but just for the public.
The current contingency period ends at the end of this month. Our next meeting is the 25th, and we're pushing that window, and we're extending it 1 month and believe that we will get this accomplished in the next 6 weeks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I believe I have a motion and a second for a second reading of bill number 4724. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, this will be a second reading of bill number 4724. This is an ordinance of the City of St. Genevieve authorizing the mayor to enter into a third amendment to the purchase agreement with McBride Land Growth LLC.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Sue, would you do a roll call, please?
Alderwoman Dobbs.
Yes.
Alderman Donovan.
Yes.
Alderman Huey.
Yes.
Yes.
Alderman Steiger.
Yes.
Alderman Prince.
Yes.
Alderman Eidman.
Yes.
Alderman Ross.
Yes.
Bill number 4724 now becomes ordinance number 4644.
Thank you very much. That will conclude the business on our agenda for this evening. Is there any other business that the board would like to bring forth at this time or discussion? No? Quiet tonight.
Can you just kind of go through, Dave, the budget calendar that
Yes,
you've given us to hand out here?
absolutely.
I like instructions and clarifications and.
So you're getting the budget questionnaire tonight. Middle of June, we'll go through the 5-year capital plan with the department heads. That's why I'd like to have your results, or your answers to the questionnaire back by then. But if not, back by the beginning of July. And then July 9th, we'll have a regular meeting that night and a work session to review an economic development plan. That second meeting in July, we'll have a work session to review the 5-year capital plan. And then after we get through those, the middle of July, we'll have budget meetings with each department head to go over their individual requests. And we go line by line in those meetings. I've asked anyone for large capital that has large capital items in their budget to have bid estimates turned in by August 7th. August 13th, we have a regularly scheduled board meeting. We'll present a rough draft of the fiscal year 2027 budget to the board that evening. In between the two regular meetings in August, on August 20th, we'll have a special budget work session. I mean, we historically have done that where each department head will present their department and answer any questions that you have. August 27th is our regular board meeting. Well, we can continue to answer questions if need be. September 1st through the 9th, we'll do any revisions we need to in anticipation of a first reading on September 10th of the FY 2027 budget and a second reading on September 24th. I have a backup plan in there of September 17th, the Thursday in between the two meetings, as a further work session if necessary.
You just forgot to change the date
On
for all 2025.
Not all of them, first three are not.
You're correct. I think the date's right, the year's probably wrong.
You want them back on the week of June 19th.
If possible, yes.
So we have a meeting on June 11th, a regular scheduled meeting. Can I ask for a work session on the 11th? Just so we can have kind of a work session over Aldermen priorities and budget items, so we kind of discuss this before we turn in this questionnaire to you.
So, yeah, and we can have a work session. Do you want to turn it in and we gather the results and then talk about it?
I think it'll help us answer our questionnaires to you. And just kind of go through it before we throw in a bunch of hodgepodge to you, and then maybe we could have it a little bit
Streamlined a little
so
bit.
if we just have 30, 45 minutes to kind of brainstorm where our priorities are, and talk to some of the other aldermen, some things that I might not be thinking that they're thinking about, and it might say, oh, that's a priority for me too.
Yeah. So we'll have a work session on June 11th to discuss the board questionnaires. Okay.
I like it. Good suggestion.
Yes, sir. Dave, I got to have a little kind of private showing of the new tractor mower thing down on South 10th and Gabourey. I know I've been in favor of spending a lot of taxpayer money on equipment over the last couple of years, but we got another heck of a deal, and the truck we picked up was another heck of a deal, but I can tell you it's more reassuring to vote for these things and stuff when I see how it's being taken care of. I'm a maintenance type person and stuff, but it's really nice to see this stuff taken care of. But it's a good piece of equipment, and I think they're going to be up on Layne soon. Drive through there now, and then after they get done, drive through there and see how that improves the sight lines and stuff up through there. I mean, it's going to be a big deal along these creeks and stuff. But hats off to those guys for the way they take care of stuff. I appreciate it.
Yeah, they do a great job. What would have probably took 30 minutes along Chadwell would have probably taken 4 or 5 hours to do without the boom truck.
Oh. Plus they got down off of the bank on an angle, and I mean, it looks nice. It's a shame we can't go on the other side of the creek.
Any other topics? Yes, sir.
While we're patting the guys on the back at a previous meeting, I mentioned those grates on Washington Street,
Yep.
being a trip hazard and all that. The crews put those in, they look fantastic. I've been getting a lot of input, people appreciating that. A lot safer walk.
Great.
With those grates, so hats off to you guys, good job.
Wonderful. Anything else to discuss? All right, y'all. Thank you very much, and we will adjourn.
Good night.